Hi folks, John Hecker here again, the pro at Brookley Country Club in Rochester, New York. So I'm going to do a couple part series here on the putting stroke, the actual stroke itself. Now they have a couple things called SAM Putt Lab and the Quintec camera system, which have enabled us to figure out why people roll the ball properly, and then in the other cases why they don't. And it really comes down to a couple things. Number one is you want to be hitting the ball and launching it 1 to 2 degrees up in the air, and the enemy of good putters or rolling the ball properly is creating backspin, which is creating either hitting down on it or hitting too much up on it. Both of those will create problems for you, and the balls will tend to come up short. So what I tried to do here is give you some basically 3 things that would help you figure that out, or at least practice, that would help you create that proper roll on the ball. Okay, number one is Scotty Cameron putters, which I have here, start with 3.5 degrees of loft. So they're already giving us a chance to loft that ball up in the air. Now the problem is that, and I got this from the Scotty Cameron Tour Fitter, is that you want to do 2 things. You want to hit the middle of the blade into the middle of the ball, which means right now, if you look at my putter on the ground here, I'm going to hit under the ball, so I actually have to be swinging up on the ball. Now the problem with compressing the ball is the shaft needs to be in front of the blade, and that takes loft off. So in the effort to get to 1 to 2 degrees of launch, there's actually a few things that have to happen. So number one is we're going to have to hit up on the ball slightly, 1 or 2 degrees. We are going to have some forward shaft bend at impact. So we're coming into the ball, and my goal right here would be to hit the center of the ball with the center of the blade, which I'm doing here. And I was able to stop it here, which is good. You can see I have a little bit of forward shaft lean. I'm not sure I'm going to get that right on there. But you can see my hands have to be in front of the shaft, so I'm compressing the ball. And as you watch the blade come through, you'll see that the blade's on the process of moving up. So the 3 things we want to do is we want to hit up on the ball. We want to have the handle slightly in front of the blade so that we are compressing the ball. And then ultimately we want that 1 to 2 degrees of launch, which gets the ball up in the air and then rolling after 10, I guess the rule is 10 to 20% of the actual length of the putt is when the ball will start rolling, and it will have overspin then. And that's why sometimes you'll see a person who really makes a lot of putts, has a real nice roll on it. That's how they're doing it. So this is the end of part 1. Part number 2, we'll talk about the stroke.